This part is after you've had the interview with the client, you open the case. This is where you begin the healing. It's very important to set intentions. Set intentions for what you want to achieve, and the client has set their intentions by telling you what they want to feel and what they want from their life. What you can do is create a multi-sensory experience for them also, which activates all the senses, gets everything going. Burning some oils, which will waft a smell through the place. It will help with healing. When the client feels good or their senses are activated, it helps with the healing. If you've got nice relaxing music, this will soothe their soul. It may take them out of that busy hustle and bustle of work they may have been at, and starts to calm them down already. There's some suggestions in the guide about what you can use. For instance, it lists chimes and bells or tuning forks. If you use those, incorporate them. It also lists colour therapy. If you like to bring in colour, use it, bring it in, activate as many senses as you can. I like to use a heated wheat bag, which brings some warmth, especially if it's a cold, wintry day outside. All these things will activate healing frequencies and activate their senses. So as soon as you start, these things are already beginning. The healing has already started. I set my intentions. I have a default system before I work on a client, and my default system is that the information I find is the most pertinent, or it's the most important information needed for the healing, so that I'm not finding information that's not relevant, or I just want the information that's the root cause. That I set that up as an intention, and I say, well, that's my default, that's how I work. I also have a default system set up, and the default system's just by making an intention that I work holographically. Holographically is at a multi-dimensional level, and that means that you're accessing patterns in patterns, that you're finding all the intersecting points in the energy field. It's a very holographic approach, and that is also my intention. The other thing that I ask for is protection, that I'm always protected during the healing session. When you perform the opening to higher sources statements, it includes it in there, so you won't, all the things that I've talked about are included in opening to higher sources, so it won't be missed. When you begin the healing protocol, it asks you to open up to higher sources. That's where you make statements. You are requesting certain things, and you are creating a default system for the rest of the healing. One of the things is requesting divine matrix. That is where you access holographically. The divine matrix encompasses everything in multi-dimensional layers. So when you ask for that, it means you access it every level. You also are requesting divine protection. So again, that's covered, and you need an energy shift at each stage in this. And sometimes I'll get stuck right at divine protection. It's like the person hasn't got this full protection. Also, it may stop, I may not get through at divine blessings. When this happens, you'll need to go to more assistance to see how you can move through it. Going to more assistance, it may need some extra energy. But what normally happens, I normally find that there's been some negativity with someone, and it's like they've thrown these negative energies or entities on this person, and they need to be removed, because I will check it after I've removed something like that, and then their access to the blessings and protection are all there. So it just gives me some information about the person. Just when I'm starting, I'm going, oops, I'm stuck at this point, so I know what's going to come up later. And if you do get stuck, it will tell you in the manual, anytime you get stuck, you just need to go to more assistance, choose a correction there, and then go back to where you're stuck, and you should be able to get through. So we're now about to work on Emily, and she's trying to sort out some blocked emotions and some patterns that she seems to be recurring in her life. We're going to make sense of all that for her. She's also filled out her client questionnaire, and the predominant area that we'll be working with is diabetes that she's had since she was about 14. So we'll be addressing all of those areas throughout the protocol. Okay. We're now going to begin with stage 1.2, which is called opening the case. This is where we ask for assistance. We make sure everything is done in integrity. We make sure we have divine protection and divine blessings are flowing. What you need to do is locate your profile, your protocol, in the back of the guide and place it over your client's navel area. Bring the arm up to a 45-degree angle. Command that the muscle is locked, or use the intention that we are working from a locked muscle, and apply light pressure and ask the client to maintain and breathe at the same time, so that the muscle is now in a locked position. So what you need to do now is begin reading the opening the case statements. It begins with I, and you insert your name, Marisa. Allow myself to be a pure and clear conduit and connection to all that exists, all source energy, all universal powers, all enlightened beings. That this healing is in, and I use the client's name, so Emily's highest good. I now request access to divine matrix, and this is where I need an energy shift. And the muscle changes, so I've got through that step. The next word I say is divine protection, and I need an energy shift to move through. So I put pressure on the muscle and it changes. So that's giving me a confirmation of yes. Divine blessings is the next statement. And I got a yes, an energy shift. Divine codings. And I wait for the shift and it's shifted. Now I say permissions are granted, and the muscle changes. Then I finish off with saying, for healing to flow through, use the client's name, Emily, in this moment in time and forever after. And it indicates I need an energy shift, so I'll wait for it, and I've shifted. So I've got all the energy shifts where it's indicated in opening the case. At any point you can't get through and those statements where it indicates an energy shift, you just refer to more assistance, and you see what the client will need for you to give the client more energy for them to move to the next step.